Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, and in today's video we will continue our work on this Murder Mystery 2 similar knife. Okay, so first thing which we want to do is that we want to create an animation for, the knife stabbing and the knife throwing. Okay, so go to plugins and then build rig and then import AR15 rig, and then head over to the animation editor and then select your rig. And let's actually start with the stabbing. Let's actually create two stabbing animations so that we have, a little bit of difference. And let's create one throwing animation. Okay, so, let's start with the stabbing first. So one pretty important thing when it comes to creating those stabbing animations is that you have to set the animation priority to movement, okay? Otherwise, your character will be pretty stiff while moving, Wait, why am I unable to? Okay, now I'm able to. So I was just unable to select the lower arm for whatever reason, but well, that's no problem anymore. Okay. So that's of course too slow. Okay, so that's the first animation. Now go to those three dots, select animation priority, and then select movement. /1. Let's create a second slash animation. So create new /2. And this one is going to be more easier, so let's only select this arm right here, okay? Wait. Okay, there we go. Wait, let's do it like this. Okay, now go to animation priority and set it to movement again. So I'm gonna save this as /2. Now the next animation is going to be our throwing animation, and we'll probably need two of them. So the first one is going to be some kind of stance. Means that, it is actually some kind of idling animation when you are basically loading up the throw effect, the throw move, so you're going to be able to hold a certain button so that you're able to decide on how strong you want to throw the whole knife. But the problem is that I'm unable to select the lower arm for whatever reason. Why? Come on. Just select this lower arm right here. So where's the problem? Come on. Why is this thing causing trouble? Like, without any actual reason? No, okay. Now it does work. Okay, so this is our stance. We could... Yeah, so we want to create an idling animation, therefore we have to add some breathing to it. So loop this whole thing. As you can see, this is our whole stance. Come on, let's move them a little. Now, okay, so this is our stance right here. So our idling animation. Let's save this one. Yeah, throwing MM2. I don't know why I've just called it that way. Never mind. Throwing actually. Okay, so now let's actually create this throw. So we are starting off with this position, and then we just have to, yeah, rotate this arm down so we actually have some kind of throwing movement. Okay. Make sure that this one is set to movement as well. Yeah, let me just quickly load the stance animation right here because I forgot to add this movement priority to it. And yeah, so this is it for the animation, guys. Now we have to export every animation, and then we have to, you know, just add them to the script. So let's start off with those two slashing animations. So load /1. Okay, go to those three dots, then export, no, then publish to Roblox, and just publish it. Copy the ID, and yeah, so I'm now gonna post the ID down here, so that I have saved it to somewhere. Now, wait, now let's load the second slash animation, publish it to Roblox as well, and you know, just copy the ID once again, and there we go. Okay, so let's start off with those two animations. So let's create a table, MM table, and this table right here is going to hold both animations. So like this. Yeah, so we have both animation IDs right here, and every time when this animation right here is being created, this line right here is supposed to, you know, just randomly pick out one of those animations. So we have to do it this way. So we have this Roblox set ID thing, which is always there, okay? So this does not change. And then we are actually adding, so those two dots indicate that we are actually adding another string to this existing string right here, which is constant, as I've already told you. And this other string right here is, of course, going to be the pick, okay? So either this animation or this animation. So to a string. So we are actually converting those IDs into a string because, well, we're not able to, you know, add numbers to a string. So you're not able to, you know, so for example, you're walking around with a basket inside of your mall and you're supposed to buy apples, okay? And you do not add apples. No, you do not add oranges, for example, inside of a basket full of apples when you're supposed to buy apples only, okay? So that's just an example to empathize. So, MM table. So we are actually referring to this table and then to a certain index, okay? So this item right here, or this ID, is at the first index. This one right here is at the second index. And if we speak of randomly picking out one of those animations, we actually refer to a random index, either 1 or 2, okay? So math random, so we are basically creating a random number between 1 and 2 in this case, okay? But just to keep it automated, we are going to do this. So this basically gets the total amount of items in here. So we have 2 items, 2 IDs, means hashtag item table is 2. Okay, so we could have only written 2, but if we would expand the amount of animations we have in here, 2 wouldn't be enough. Okay, therefore this right here actually adapts to changes to this table. So when you want to add one more animation ID to it, this expression right here adapts to that change and yeah, just gets the total amount of items. Okay, and this is actually it. So we are now able to play an animation. So let's see. As you can see, it does work. Okay. Now, let's let's move on with the damage dealing part, guys. And this one is a little bit more complicated because I'm now gonna use raycasting and wait my alarm. And yeah, I'm just hoping that this is going to work because I have the feeling that raycasting doesn't always work, you know. So for those of you who have watched my other series, you guys should know that. Yeah. Okay. So we're now right here basically creating yeah, some kind of template, let's say a raycasting template, which is able to hold certain parameters, so certain attributes at the end. And those parameters right here are, first of all, the filter type. And this determines, yeah, the way of how the raycast is going to filter things. Okay, so if we speak of raycast, you can actually imagine some kind of line which just goes into one direction, okay? And everything which is being touched by that ray or which intersects the ray is yeah, being detected by the ray, and we can just do what we want to do. And we are going to use this raycast to, or this ray, so we are going to use this ray to, yeah, project it in front of us and then just detect everything which is, yeah, nearby and in front of us to actually deal damage to them. So that's the idea of why I'm using raycasting. And the filter type basically determines yeah, which instances are not detected although they are intersecting the ray. And this is important because a ray can possibly intersect with our character or with our body parts, and we do not want to be detected as enemies, okay? Therefore, we have to use this filter list, and we are not we are not deciding on a filter type. So, random raycast filter type blacklist. So we are now going to blacklist some instances which we want to, yeah, which we are adding an exception for, and this is going to be our character, okay? So we do not want our character to be detected when it intersects the ray, because this could possibly happen. Now, we are now casting a ray, and this ray is going to start at our humanoid root parts position, okay? So basically at our root parts position, and it is going to go in front of us. So look vector, so basically the direction we're looking at, multiplied with, let's use 10 for the beginning, okay? And the third argument are those parameters we have just set up. So basically just some settings. So the first argument, the position where the ray starts, the position where the ray ends as a second argument, and the third argument are the parameters. So everything regarding this blacklisting, okay? And if something has intersected the ray, then we can basically get which or what the instance's name is which has intersected the ray. So let's take a closer look into that. So thankfully we have this dummy right here, and as you can see, it actually detects something, okay? And that's good because now we are able to deal damage to that dummy. So if ray instance parent, basically a possible character model, find first child humanoid, then take damage 10. Okay, there we go. So we should now be able to deal damage to this dummy right here. And as you can see, we are able to do so, and we are also able to spam the slashing, which is not good, but we'll hopefully fix that. And as you can see, this works. So let me just quickly go through what I've done right here. So ray instance basically refers to the instance, okay? In this case, we have a body part which is touching our knife. Therefore, ray instance can be considered as any body part of this dummy. Now, ray instance parent, basically body part dot parent, refers to a character model, to this dummy's character model, okay? And find first child humanoid basically takes a look inside of the character model and checks whether this humanoid instance is in there. Because if that's the case, then we are able to deal damage to that dummy, and then the dummy becomes relevant to us. Because where is the sense in, yeah, I don't know, trying to damage something which doesn't even have a humanoid instance, which holds the health, the max health, and other attributes, okay? So that's the idea behind of that. Okay. And we have to make this check because this ray right here does not only react when you try to cut an enemy. You could also possibly go to a wall and try to slash the wall, you know. And if there is no humanoid inside of a wall, which is usually the case, because why would you want to put this humanoid instance inside of a part? Okay. Then, you know, this whole script would just break. It would just cause an error, okay? So therefore we have to check whether there is a humanoid. Okay. Now, we could also add some sounds to it. Let's do that. So I'm just gonna pick out some sounds right here, and I'm not gonna play the sounds now on YouTube because I could possibly be copyright striked by that. So I'm just gonna pick out sound effect. Once I'm done with this series right here, with this mini series, I will leave a link to the model in the description, guys, and then you can just take a look or take a ear on the sounds yourself, guys. Okay. So I just had to enable this the volume. I'm still not able to hear anything. Like, why? Come on. I'm still not able to hear anything. Guys, I'm just gonna move this one inside of the workspace, okay? I'm just hoping that this one is okay. Yo, you're basically unable to hear something. Yo, come on. So let's call this one sound and local X. So script sound clone X parent ray instance and X. Come on, X play. And game debris add item X after 4 seconds. Okay. Okay, so I just went AFK. Let me just explain what I've done right here, and then I'm gonna end the video. So we have the sound right here, okay? And this sound, yes, we are basically referring to it. So script is this script, dot sound is this one, and then we are cloning it, okay? And we are putting this sound inside of the body part, which has touched the knife. And we are playing that sound, okay? And after 4 seconds, this item X, which is our sound, is being added to the debris code. Okay, so add item and X after 4 seconds, and this basically means that this item, this sound, it is gone after 4 seconds, and yeah, so we are basically clearing up everything. Okay, so I'm currently hearing the sound, and well, it is okay, you know. Okay. Yeah, and so that's it for today's video, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this video with all of your friends. Leave me feedback in the comment section, guys. Take care and see you in the next episode.